So let's talk about the basics of wireframing. First and foremost, what really is a wireframe? A wireframe is a graphical representation of the product or the feature that you're going to make. You could say that this is the same as design, but for one crucial difference. A wireframe is devoid of all elements of colors, icons, branding, etc. So what this essentially means is that a wireframe is like a black and white representation and a stripped down version of the design, if you may. So how are wireframing and design related? Let's look at this. In step 1, you come up with a wireframe. Step 2 is when you come up with the design. And finally, when you launch your product with the complete look and feel and functionality, is when you can say that the visualization of your product is complete. So why is a wireframe done before a design? It's for these reasons. When you go and present a design to people, how people generally respond with are to the visual cues that they see. They respond to the color. They'll be like, why green? Use another color. Your designer may want to try out something new. He'll say, this is so much more better and this is the new design that we need to execute. But the question that you need to ask is this what you really want to know? Very often, what we really expect is to crack the process that is inherent in the product. The design is merely a visualization of that. Once you decide on the process, how the user flows, etc., then building the design is a fairly simpler task. Therefore, it is crucial for you to identify and address all these issues at the wireframing end. Therefore, save time, effort and money and make your wireframe. Wireframing has several advantages. Primary amongst them is the fact that it is highly efficient. Unlike a design, wherein which at a point in time if you were to come back with a feedback, you would have to make a lot of changes. On the other hand, if you've done your wireframing on PowerPoint or on an online wireframing tool, for you to make the changes makes it extremely efficient and flexible. The second part is it increases clarity. Because you're forced to make a stripped down version of the design in that sense, what you're forced to think about is how does the user flow work? What are the relevant fields that this page needs to have? This forces you to have a lot of clarity on the project itself. The third thing is it reduces friction between teams. Let's say you decide to jump straight into design. You sit with the designer, work with them for 3-4 days, come out with something, and then finally your boss says, this design sucks. This color sucks. These are the changes that we need to make. You maybe need to put something on the right hand side, put something on the left hand side. If on the other hand, if you were to take the wireframe and show it to all the stakeholders, they would have the chance to give their opinion much before the design is settled. This makes the whole thing a very frictionless process. I've already given you why I think flexibility is an important aspect of wireframing.